MarineLorD versus Stephano. Game number 1. We casted this yesterday, so if you're watching on YouTube, you're like, wait, Wardy, didn't you just already upload this series? This is a fresh series. This is day 2 of the WCS qualifiers, so these guys actually playing each other on day 2 now, and they played each other yesterday as well. That ended up 2-0 for MarineLorD. This one, well, we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a free racks opener, though, as to the top right-hand side. This is our red Terran player from O Gaming, MarineLorD. And at the bottom left-hand side, our blue Zerg from Gamers Origin. We have got Stephano here in this French showdown. And the winner of this plays Ziggy to see who will qualify to WCS Winter. So we've seen the couple of racks dropping down here. Now it is hatch first from Stephano. The Overlord is on track to see this though. So you will see this about it's in a moment or so. There we go. So Stephano knows this is coming down. Will he see all 3 racks as well? Oh, look at that. He just doesn't see the 3rd racks. Well, that's actually kind of big info because the 3rd rack's actually... There we go. Okay. Well, he sees 2. But he sees this one is so late that he probably knows it's a 3rd. So that's nice because he knows it's a 3 racks and not a 2 racks, which means you can kind of give up this natural hatchery a little bit more easily. Stephano going to send 2 drones forward, but I feel like it's way too late to send 2 drones forwards. Like, I'm not sure how much they're going to be able to do. Are they really going to do much in terms of keeping the SCV back and so on? So there's a couple of drones just hanging out. As we see, the 3rd rack's about to finish as well, and we are going to be seeing the few Marines on the way up. So a few Marines coming in here, as we have got the Overlord just coming in towards the upper right-hand side. And we do see again just a couple of Marines going to start poking away at the Overlord right now. Start dealing a little bit of damage. SCV is coming up this ramp, and there is already Spinecrawler 1 and Spinecrawler 2 down in position. So he's actually, with these couple of Marines coming forwards, they're going to be able to jump on towards those spines. Cancels the first one, starts to work his way on the second. Obviously the spines are quite far back though, so the bunker will come up here. And there's no real pressure on that bunker to kind of stop it coming up. Well, the Lings are going to jump in now. I mean, so many Lings already going down though, as the Marines have a very good time. And more Lings just roll in. That's not how you want to fight this at all. Again, Spine will finish, but it has to move forwards. Moving forwards is going to be the difficulty, because how do you move forwards without the Marines just targeting you down? Queen coming down from the high ground as well now. The Stephano. His hatchery already dropping down to about half hit points. The Marines will dive on the Spinecrawler on the right side. We'll get a few of these Lings as well as they come in and try and defend it. Puts a few Marines back in the bunker. Oh my god, so many drones going down just to guarantee the spines coming forwards here. I mean, this Spinecrawler is in range of the bunker, so has to pull that back. Still in range. Still in range. Now Marines jumping out. We'll go around the top side and probably pick this off, because again, that spine on the bottom can only hit the bunker. The Queen taking a lot of damage. Drops the transfuse on the spine though, so it will hold for the moment. I feel like Stephano's lost so much though. Like, he lost a lot of drones. He's lost a ton of Zerglings already. And MarineLorD's actually, oh my god, he's lost an SCV and 3 Marines against 4 drones and 22 Lings. He's killed so much already. 2 more drones just wandering on their own. No idea what that's an attempt to do. I mean, this bunker is going to go down, sure. But now, I mean, you lost so much more doing it, and there's just so many Marines, and you're just going to be able to kill the Spinecrawlers with the Marine count that you've got. Again, he kept so many Marines alive in all of this, and that is absolutely huge. He'll kill this hatchery with the Spinecrawler on the bottom side, still really not doing much. And Stephano types out GG. This was a much shorter game number that won it than what we saw in yesterday's matches between MarineLorD and Stephano. Left-hand side in this France showdown, we have got the blue Terran, who bested his opponent here once yesterday already. This is MarineLorD. Up against the red Zerg in the top right from Gamers Origin, Stephano. Came to this best of 3. You know SE2 is taking a slump when you see Cheese 70% of the games. Do we see Cheese 70% of the games though? Or is that just a random statistic made up for Twitch chat purposes? I feel like it might be. Oh, what a shame that the game has variety. Overlord coming through the top side. Let me grab a quick drink. Sorry, my throat's a little bit sore at the moment. A little rough from all these days casting. So, as the hatchery finishes up here this time around, we are going to be seeing MarineLorD keeping his racks at his main. It's just the one of them. The Reaper on the way out with the factory follow-up. No second gas yet. Eyes on that, because if he doesn't take it soon, third CC will be the likely kind of go-to. 22 supplies, so you can take it about now. Yeah, so that is the timing for it. So it tells us that it's probably going to be a starport-based focus. Getting this started. People coming in towards the upper right-hand side. Going to be seeing what else is going on here with the link speed on the way up. Stig, my man, says choo-choo. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. Can we get some love in the chat for Stig, please, guys? And the $10. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Lots of donations today, apparently. Apparently today is donation day as Queen gets bopped away there by that Reaper grenade. And, well, just going to be seeing that creep from Stephano still spreading forwards. Marine from MarineLorD going to be nibbling through the Overlord here, so doing some good damage again. Oh my god, I guess the high ground though. I mean, that's not really that exciting, it's kind of expected. I'm like, oh my god, he got the high ground. Yeah, you think he is always going to get the high ground, guys. Like, you know, shut up, Wardy. Be normal for a moment. Tech Lab on the starboard then. Obviously no fusion core or anything, just going to be cloaked Banshees. I mean, again, like, I really want to stress this. Everyone was telling me about how battlecruisers were absolutely unbeatable, like, a month ago. And yet we barely ever see battlecruisers anymore. And there was no balance patch or anything. No balance patch or anything. They just got figured out. Funny how that works, isn't it? You do something new against Zerg and it takes them a while to figure it out. It turns out it's not actually overpowered. It's just different and new. Got figured out pretty hard, like to the point where even now, like, we barely see them, and when we do see them, it's like one battlecruiser opening rather than like multiple BCs, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's yeah, it's pretty funky as we do see the Queens popping forwards, and the Reaper doesn't quite go down there. Hellions, more of them coming across. Again, every time we've seen MarineLorD with this setup that isn't a free racks, he pretty much goes into a big Hellbat timing. Manson in the front, taking a little bit of damage. This SCV will go down. And there's Hellions moving forwards. No armory, so there is not going to be Hellbats, but again, I'm kind of expecting it. I mean, he takes the extra gases. I mean, MarineLorD has been playing a lot of mech no matter what, so we've seen enough of his TvZs to know that. A couple Queens coming forwards. And again, we're just going to be seeing those 1-1 upgrades starting from Stephano. MarineLorD already into a siege tank here, so straight away a siege tank in the production for himself. And see those Hellions. Well, they're going to come down through the center of the map, have a think about where they might want to end up. Lair on the way up here in the main base of Stephano as well. A couple of armories are going to drop into play. And we do see this SCV of MarineLorD pulls over and towards the natural. 1-1 melee upgrades on the way up then from Stephano, as you do see the Hellions turned away by the Queens, so the Queen's able to push those Hellions back. And a couple of creep tumors continuing to spread down the right side of the map now. And as we're going to be seeing that drone on the top, Hellions are going to want to go for it. I mean, drones doesn't get caught, but the Banshees will get the hatchery anyways. 2 Banshees on that, and it's so fresh. No choice other than to cancel, and the drone goes down in the end anyways. So the drone going down, and now at the next stage of this, we kind of go into just the follow-up from MarineLorD. It's still just tank after tank. Interesting then. 2 more factories coming in. He stops building Banshees for the extra factories. He goes double armory for double upgrades. So again, definitely looking to be Hellbats and tanks as the kind of the composition here, more so than the Cyclones, which we have been seeing so much of as of late. Banshee pulling back down the left side. Queen's actually going to find 1 and 2 Hellions because they're just a little bit AFK as he pushes that creep through the top side. Was trying to take the 4th base up there. Instead takes it in the more regular kind of centralized position. So drops this down here. Again, 1 more upgrade still coming through on the armory as we see a couple more factories coming up. So going into the 5 factories in total. Again, the Banelings finishing now. Bane speed is going to get started as well with the Hydralist Den coming up in the main base of the natural Stephano. So Ling Bane Hydra from him, as that is a very huge lag spike by
game pause.
Somebody? Not me, right? That was a bit ridiculous. That was an insane lag spike. So we're going to resume and get back into this. Engineering bay of MarineLorD is going to be finishing in a moment as we see the tanks continue to come over. Well, infestation bit coming down. Swarm hosts with the Lingbane Hydra maybe, or just the fast hive. I keep saying swarm hosts today and I never see them. Maybe just fast hive again. I mean, we saw an attempt of Lingbane against Mech a bit earlier on today. Who was that between? That was MarineLorD as well, right? That was MarineLorD versus Shino, of course, yeah. And Shino actually came in and he used that Lingbane. I mean, it didn't really work very well for him, but I feel like he got quite far behind early, and that just sort of built up from there. As you do see the 2 Banshees coming through the top. Pushing in. Queen takes a little bit of damage. Plus 2 upgrades coming in on the armories as well, so getting those started up as well, as we do see the 2 upgrades with the hive now from Stephano. So again, just nice fast hive from him. Get into those Vipers most probably as MarineLorD's kind of happy just to sit back and just to build, because you know that's kind of every mech player's dream, just being left alone, building up the army. Gets a couple of 4s out as well, just in case there is some need for anti-air. He's building those Vikings, which are very, very good at shutting down the Vipers, of course. And she's just going to spread and just try and watch for more creep tumors coming forwards again. Just try and slow Stephano in any way you can with these couple of units that he already has up. Just going to see this Banshee again. Moves towards the edge of the creep, because again, that's exactly what he's waiting for. Just pick off those creep tumors if they come forwards. 165 supply though. I mean, we are not far away from seeing an engagement happen or some sort of a push. Maybe behind the 4th base, morphing into a planetary fortress or so. Banshees again pushed away now by the Queens. He did get a creep tumor to the left side though, so it kind of worked. I mean, again, slowing down whatever you can, whenever you can. I mean, any little helps in StarCraft 2. As we see a couple of Vipers on the way up. Groove Spines is just over halfway done. And +1 missiles also getting started on the Evo chamber here. As you have this army. Vikings, tanks, Hellbats are 4. I mean, it's scary, right? Maxed out mech and Stephano's down 30 army supply against it. Initial scan will clean up some of this creep spread. He will go to the right, though. That's obviously where the 4th base is. So, obviously, he wants to push in this direction, most importantly. 2 upgrades not done just yet. We see the first 2 Vipers are out from Stephano, but they still need to get some energy, so they're going to start gathering up with that. Bane's obviously looking to try and connect when this army's clumped up, coming up the ramp. MarineLorD was trying to push up there very quickly. He wasn't being patient at all, so punished a little bit for that there, but didn't lose too many Hellbats or anything. No Blue Flame either still on those Hellbats, even though there is, again, mostly Hydras here. Blue Flame would work wonders to help out. Spinecrawler going down. We do see the Queens just hanging out for trying to fight. There's the first abduct coming in. Well, the Vipers still abducting. That 4 actually kind of gets away from the abduct, which is nice. The Vikings got an Overlord, not a Viper just yet. I mean, the Viper count's pretty good, dropping a couple of blinding clouds, but actually those tanks on the left side in a real good position. I like that. They're actually really awesome, especially if this army pushes in this direction. They're in a real cute position. I love it. Well, Stephano does have bases on the top side of the map to send drones to instead. If this base gets killed, which it seems like he's kind of accepting is probably going to happen. Already evacuating the drones from there. I like those, well, he still kills all the Lings. I like those tanks. Those are really well positioned for the initial fight. Obviously, eventually the Lings coming across cleans it up. There's MarineLorD down, 155 supply to the 193. It's actually MarineLorD down quite heavily in supplies. You see those Hellbats tanks continue to move forwards here. Single Zergling just nibbling away at the planetary fortress, and just going to be seen still. The tanks continue to get set and sieged up. The Hellbats leading the charge forwards. Already seen that hatchery taking a bit of damage. Spine Crawler here picks off one of the Hellbats, and here we go. Vipers dropping down a blind cloud on the first couple of tanks. I mean, the Vipers are going down pretty quick to the Vikings. The Vikings are killing all of them. He kills a full energy one too. Stephano still pressing forwards as the Vikings going to get an Overseer as well. These Liberators are stuck, sieged up, but they're not actually sieged up. That Liberator bug has been in the game for so long and still not fixed as Banes crash into the 4th base. We missed that on the screen in favor of the big fight, but 27 workers down. MarineLorD is in trouble, man. His army isn't great anymore. His worker count is really dropping. This is really rough at the moment as we see 6 Vipers on the way out. Great Aspire gets started in the back of the main base here from Stephano, as well as Lings and Hydralisks continue to march their way down to the bottom side and ready to press into another couple of bases in the next few minutes to keep on applying pressure. On the top left, some Hellions running by, picking up a drone already. So picks up a drone. We're going to be seeing this command center. I mean, command center's all over the place, but there's not enough units to be everywhere to defend them, and he's going to lose 1 CC. And I feel like Stephano doesn't even need to pick off bases. Just try and take a fight maybe, and just trade and build and trade and build. And again, I guess picking off a base works as well. There's just other bases up that MarineLorD can use. His SCV count coming back up very quickly. This CC going to move back down to the bottom. I mean, Stephano, this is also a nice breather for him. Give him a moment or two while he's able to then get up in towards the Great Aspire. Get that Great Aspire up and running. Get the Broodlords out. I mean, there's a few Vikings up. Obviously, as you build into a lot of Corruptors in front of those Broodlords, the Vikings don't really trade that well. So, obviously, you've got Vipers and so to help out also with that. 5 full energy Vipers. Make that 6, actually. As Wardy learns to count live on stream. He's going to be seeing the Fusion Core getting started here from MarineLorD, so getting that going up. There's some Lings to the bottom side picking off a refinery. And again, those Hellbats coming along. The Lings just backing away to the right. Scan dropping down from MarineLorD. Seeing what's going on here. Seeing what's up. Missile turret about to finish from MarineLorD as well. And a couple more 4s on the way out with the Liberators still coming in as well. And again, I guess the Liberators are going to be good against the Hydras and so. The 4s are pretty good against Broods if they don't get targeted down by Broodlings. Like, 4s do pretty well against Broodlords nowadays. It's just when the Broodlings are able to kind of snipe a Broodlord, snipe before and back away, and then the Broods back away, it gets a bit dangerous as Lings, Banes, well, everything going to crash into this planetary fortress. I mean, the attempt to repair is there from the SCVs as the Banes are coming. Oh, it's brutal, isn't it? 12, 18 workers down, and the planetary. Obviously costs a lot of army supply, though, from Stephano, so maybe gives MarineLorD the chance to press forwards. It's just the fact that Stephano has such a huge bank behind it makes it so that he can actually afford to do these kind of trades, which are not usually kind of as you would expect them to be. So Vipers and Corruptors coming back through the top. You see Vikings and Libs going to head on over to the right side. Again, a little bit of this creep spread just going to be spreading out. There's those Liberators getting sieged. And we are going to be seeing the units just continuing to press forwards. The tanks on the low ground starting to siege up, and the other tanks continue to press forwards as well. I mean, Vipers are going to throw down some parasitic bombs. Parasitic bombs are very good there right away. And as you see, the Hellbats and the tanks continuing to press forwards here now. As you see Ling Bane counterattack straight down into that planetary fortress. Hatchery picked off here on the right side. Again, the Banes crash in, and we are going to see the planetary fortress picked off as well. 7 Broodlords on the way up from Stephano. Spire coming up as well. Just pressing in. We're going to be seeing MarineLorD still just trying to hold on here, but honestly, I mean, Stephano's pressure is really kind of turning up a little bit here. Liberator 2 sieging up on the left side. Those Hydras going to be pushed away. Corruptors on the way out. Again, there's that +2 carapace from Stephano on the Greater Spire. Ranged Liberator trying to harass as well. MarineLorD staying alive on the 5 bases, but I mean, he needs to get somewhere else as well, considering Stephano keeps on expanding too. Stephano's starting to build up that Spore Crawler wall as well in the center of the map. And again, yesterday, Stephano 2-0'd by MarineLorD. This is his chance for revenge. Remember, the winner of this also goes up against Ziggy in the next round of action as well. That's a qualifying match that Ziggy is awaiting at the moment. A few of these changes pressing forwards, trying to see what's going on. And just again, a bit of a calming moment or two before the next couple of fights start up. We're at this stage where Stephano still has that massive bank, and that's going to be a big deal from him. He's kind of on a much more of a dream army than he's had on the previous fights, and the Brutes, well, they're going to start making appearances as well, and obviously they can lay siege to the Terran base, so it sort of becomes very important for the Terran player to be able to fight this. Otherwise, well, he's just going to be denied a base, and it's a base he needs because he can't win this game 4 bases against 7 or 8. And the 5 bases is already enough of a stretch, so obviously it just gets worse for him if he loses it. There's a few structures going down here already. The Brutes back away, then coming back in. Corruptor's going top left to deal with the Liberator that's currently harassing that base. Did he actually pull it back? And she pulled the Corruptors back down, okay. I mean, the thing is, the entire army's on the right, and so now the Hydras dive on the left. That's the issue of holding this gold base. You're able to press in this, you know, with the Broodlords on this side, and maybe an army there, but it's so quick to loop around the other side as well. I mean, Fungal Grove to slow that army down. I like it from Stephano. Just allows the Hydras to back away a bit more easily. Maybe another Fungal here as well. And he can actually kite against those Hellbats a little bit. And Broods are, again, being very cautious with their positioning. Always pulling back. Not really allowing themselves to be targeted for all too long. The Libs want to come in there. Parasitic Bomb on one of the Liberators to begin with. Good split away. And the second Parasitic Bomb also landed on this Liberator. So that only refreshes it. Doesn't actually do more damage. I mean, as MarineLorD comes around the top side here, Stephano kind of loops in and probably could push that planetary. Maybe doesn't want to overcommit in though. The Broods still dropping down those Broodlings at the moment, but the Broods are taking damage. Like, they are getting picked away at slowly but surely. Broods still kiting their way back towards the upper right. Hydra's trying to come forwards. Libs on the high ground, not really in position to stop those Hydralisks. Well, as MarineLorD trades out, the issue is, again, Stephano's bank is just insane. He's killed all the Hellbats, so Stephano's actually making Zerglings here. I feel like this is a good moment to spend some more minerals rather than gas. And the Lings, I would like it if they had any upgrades. But they don't even have it. Oh, no, they do have +3 melee. Wow. Okay. Interesting. I just kind of feel like I saw a few of them coming in. It didn't feel like they were doing any damage at all. Maybe it's just the situation. I mean, there is also +3 plated on this mech army. As you're going to be seeing, oh, the micro back of that one Broodlord that was morphing. Remorphs it in again. Stephano just has the money to spend. Just the question is, what will he spend it on? And I guess I kind of like the Lings, the idea of it, but I feel like it didn't work that well. I thought it was the upgrades, but apparently not. Apparently it just isn't that great a setup to make a bunch of Lings. Maybe he was expecting them to go for a bit of a counter-attack or so. Broodlords of Stephano going to be setting up in the center. Lings and Hydras here from Stephano coming across as well. A few Infestors on the way out, a few Vipers coming through, and those Corruptors continue to pop up as well. As you do see the Lings and the Hydras running towards this forward planetary fortress. That's going to be jumping on this Broodlings, picking their way through that planetary. As we see a couple of Infested Terrans coming down, going to be able to pick their way through these Hellions as well. And again, just going to be seeing the Hydra still pressing forwards, able to pick off a Viking up in the sky. Nicely done, as we see the fours again coming through as well. And those Broodlords taking some damage. So Brood's taking a little bit of damage, but Stephano can just pull them back, and this endless Zerg advantage just keeps on being very present in the game. Again, Stephano took good fights early and got ahead, just hasn't been able to end it yet, but obviously I think every fight that happens from now on is just another fight closer to this game wrapping up. A few Cryptos up on the top, couple of Vipers in the middle. We're going to see another few Broodlords morphing in as well. MarineLorD's army is half the army supply of Stephano's. Stephano has this top left base pretty comfortably as well. I was just looking for a couple more results on the bracket, guys. Looks like Clement might have an opponent. Harstam has an opponent. That's a bit of a PvP section of the bracket as Helena 2 running by there. That's a little bit of a PvP section of the bracket. Yeah, bracket's actually moving along at quite a good little pace right now. This game taking quite a while, but otherwise, looking pretty okay. I see Hydras, Infestors, and Brutal pushing forwards through the middle of the map. Bunch of creep spread coming along as well. And 23 minutes of kind of waiting for Stephano to find the final fight. I mean, MarineLorD's did a good job of continuing to hang on here, and again with these Vikings doing an okay job, but then the Corruptors come in, the Parasitic Bombs deal a lot of damage already. Fungals and Neurals are available. Neurals up a bunch of 4s. Because the tank siege, the Neurals will be given away, but obviously the 4s going down means that there is chance for the Broodlings to overwhelm, and there it is, the GG coming in. And Stephano takes game number 2. Time starting to get on a little bit. Anyways, to the bottom right side, our red Terran player, this would seemingly be MarineLorD. Again, that mech play just didn't have much to it. His first push got cleaned up quite heavily in Stephano's favor, and once that got cleaned up, it just fell apart from there very quickly afterwards. And so GGs were had. And Stephano ties us up 1-1 now. He's our blue Zerg player, top left-hand side on Kairos Junction. Reaper coming up the right side. Seeing what's going on. Factory about halfway done. And just going to be seeing the refinery coming down in the main. As the double gas setup once again. Going to go Rax Factory and Starport here in the initial stages. Again, a couple of Queens on the way up. As you do see the third hatchery dropping down from Stephano. And again, a few Lings just going to nibble their way through those rocks and take that down. Starport on the way up here from MarineLorD, so getting that going as we see the command center coming down and a natural overlord coming through. Seeing what's happening as you see the link speed from Stephano coming up in the main base. Getting that roll on Reaper from MarineLorD coming up to the top. Let's be about halfway done as we see the Overlord still just hanging out overhead. Liberator on the way out from MarineLorD. And again, just going to be seeing a little bit of a different setup than the Cloak Banshees that we saw in game number 2 there. So just changing it up a little bit right now. As you do have the Liberator will... It pairs nicely with the Hellbat attack, honestly, because of the way that, you know, your Queens are kind of the big part of the defense of the Hellbat attack, but they're also the mobile defense against that Liberator. So, yeah, it can definitely work very well. We saw that working for MarineLorD earlier as well, and that drone gets blocked from becoming a Spore Crawler. Nice grenade as well to minimize damage as the Hellions make their exit away from those Queens. That was actually very nicely done. And again, units are gathering together. Again, Hellions just gathering up. 2 more Hellions up to the top side, and again, a Liberator from MarineLorD going to come all the way to the far left. Going to get a siege up on this mineral line. Nope, nope, decides not to. Backs away for the moment. Maybe wants to really wait until the Hellions are ready to move in somewhere. That way goes, I mean, goes double Liberator. We saw last time he was able to really kind of jump that around and really get a lot done because of the kind of movement that he had with those Liberators. Hellions morphing into Hellbats, so that first queen was off creep, but he misses his opportunity. And the Spore Crawlers is going to be able to move into position to help deal with the Liberate, it would seem. So Lib will have to unsiege and probably go towards the natural. No, going to just stick around on the third base, more or less. I mean, Stephano just now starting up Zerglings. It's been pure queen so far. There's a few Lings finally coming in. Hellbat's not in good enough numbers to really put up a fight against this now. And those queens and Lings going to be able to push this away. So Hellbat's coming back into the middle of the map. We see Liberator now on the natural. Gets a couple drones, though. Where's the other Liberator, though? Because there was two. That's one, and number two has actually just left the base. Man, I always forget how long it takes Liberators to build. It always surprises me. It always surprises me, honestly. Well, Stephano saturates up the third base post-attack. And we do see more factories coming down here from MarineLorD, dropping the third CC as well now. And getting that set up. Remind you, this is an elimination match. If the players lose here, they will not qualify for WCS Winter. Not today, at least. There is going to be a third qualifier for Europe on Sunday. But obviously, all the players would prefer not to go to the third qualifier. They'd much rather get it out of the way and play it now. They've already been playing 5 hours today. So, yeah, it would be really nice for them not to have to, well, deal with 5 more hours on Sunday, of course. But it's the way of the world. Sometimes you gotta play. You just gotta play better if you lose, right? Rotoron finishing up in the back of the mineral line from Stephano, so he gets that up. As I see a couple of queens going to start pressing forwards. Again, creep just still creeping ahead, and well, Hydros down, Infestation Pit both on the way. I'm trying to see what style of mech MarineLorD plays here, and I think, yeah, Hellion Cyclone, he starts a Blue Flame and Magfield Accelerator. I'm just going to say, because I think it's a real possibility he does play Hellion Cyclone this time around, just change up the style. So yeah, I like the idea. It seems like a good plan. Just change it up completely and play a bit of difference from what he played in that last game, which Stephano shut down so well. Stephano again with the Hydras on the way out. He's getting roach speed. Infestation Pit for the nice fast hive again, though. Obviously that nice fast hive, nice fast vipers really limit how much you can harass with the cyclones and so on, because the abducts are so good with them. I mean, if you have like 5 vipers, you're getting like 10 cyclone kills every time they push forwards almost, like if the vipers are full of energy. Obviously it's going to take a while to get up to 5 vipers full of energy, but it gives you an idea, like it can be crazy how much they can do, because the cyclones will melt. They are strong because of how they're able to kite away and not actually take damage all the time. If they actually just run into an army and take damage, they die very fast. So it's all about the kiting here, as we see the first 2 cyclones starting to get some lock-ons. The Queen Transfuse keeps the Hydralisk alive. Good control from Stephano. Link counterattack into the natural mineral line, though. Stephano is going to find himself 4 workers already. Hold position micro to try and get one of those workers as they run through. And that's 6 workers killed. Hellbats are back. And that's going to be, well, nice run by those. 6 workers killed, and it takes MarineLorD's attention away from the front lines. Pulls his Hellions and Cyclones all the way back, so gives Stephano time to spread some creep forwards here. Obviously, with creep forwards, it means you're more likely to run onto that with the Cyclones and the Hellions. And that becomes very costly, of course, over time as well. As we see those Hellbats pushing across too. Probably wants to morph those back into Hellion mode, because, again, it's all about kiting here more so than being tanky and stuff. Roaches coming in, picking off 1 Cyclone there. Hellions fighting back. Vipers and Groove Spines on the way up. So still getting those Vipers going here at the moment, as we see the Cyclones still trying to kite away. Run, Cyclones, run! Be free, my friends! They make it away pretty well there, as we do see the army of MarineLorD is going to be coming back up through the top. And again, that 4th base from MarineLorD dropping down here too. So again, all of that going. Again, these more extra Roaches on the way up. There's extra Vipers on the way up. I'm just going to be seeing MarineLorD actually pressing right in here. He's going to be able to get rid of a whole bunch of this creep spread. So, a bunch of creep going down. We see that Overlord getting picked off there. And, well, again, still pressing through. We're going to be seeing the Cyclones locking on once again. Drones going down the bottom left side as well, as Hellions run by elsewhere. So, really use the mobility to his advantage, and multitasking it around the map makes it difficult for Stephano to be in the right places all of the time. Doing a good job of that so far. Cyclones and Hellions back down to the bottom. SCV's running over to the right side as well. +1 melee on the way up. It's about to finish up, as we do see the armory going to finish from MarineLorD in a moment or two as well. Hellions pressing forwards. They're going to be able to get rid of a good few creep tumors here, so getting rid of a lot of this. And the Cyclones hanging around. The Liberator sieging up on top of this as well. WCS setting up, and there's the Cyclone lock-ons. And those Hellions are actually going to be roasting those Hydras, I think. Hatchery goes down as well. On the top side, we've got a couple Hellions running by, but Queen's in position there. They're not going to do too much, those Hellions. Stephano, though, losing this left-hand side base. He has got bottom left on the way. I think that's something which MarineLorD hasn't quite realized just yet. So MarineLorD going to end up pulling his army away. May want to go to the top side and try and deny these extra bases. Obviously, with this style, usually you mass expand a lot more so than MarineLorD's done. Now, you take bases a little bit faster even. But I guess he's just gone up into the 4th and the 5th at the same time. So I guess he's sort of getting there. I guess it is only 11 minutes in. This base up here from Stephano cancels, locks onto everything, and everything there goes down. Obviously, the rest of the army coming over. Those Vipers are starting to come into play. There's now 7, 8 of them in play. Again, we talked about how good those abducts can be, how efficient they're going to make these trades for Stephano. And that's why you generally look towards a situation. You generally look towards a situation where you have. You generally look towards a situation where you try to kind of out-expand the Zerg even, because you're able to shut down bases, and the Zerg will take damage and lose bases due to the mobility. Because then you can kind of put up with losing the Cyclones to the Vipers. He needs to raise this depot. Don't let those Roaches go further in than they need to. Obviously pulls the army out of position, because now the Roach Hydra Viper can push in on this side. There's the first couple Cyclones abducted right away. Some Liberators coming in. They get abducted forwards pretty quickly as well. The Hellions coming through. And again, the Cyclones locking on, picking off even more of those Roaches. Now, Blinding Cloud comes down. Cyclone lock-ons. He's right on top of the army. He wants to kill some Vipers. And in fairness, on the army on the ground, he cleans up a lot as well. But it was expensive. He lost a lot. With 15 SCVs also killed in the meantime. Stephano kind of feels like he's starting to get away with this. Starting to take a lead here in Game 3. And might be able to take the series down 2-1. Cyclones and these Hellions coming across to the left side. And we've seen a Hydra there. Gets picked off pretty quickly. Nice job by those Cyclones. Continuing over to the left, you can see locking on to that hatchery as well. Just going to be able to bring that a little bit lower too. And again, Cyclones doing a good job of just cleaning this up. Good job there. Once more by MarineLorD just backing away. But I still got to give it to Stephano. Dude is continuing to expand. Dealing with the pressure very well. Liberator gets a few kills and will unsiege and get away. And it just feels like Stephano. It was just this fight right here, and the Cyclones ran in. Yeah, you kill a few Vipers, sure, but you lose so much in the process. Again, the composition is not made to stand and fight. It's made to kite and kite and kite again. So, a bit of a shocker, really. As Hydras and Roaches gather up to the left side. And Stephano maxed out. Looking good. MarineLorD definitely making some mistakes here. Doesn't seem as decisive, doesn't seem as powerful as the MarineLorD we've seen in previous series of this these qualifiers. I mean, this is going to be the Roach and these Hydras going to pick off this planetary. Abducts again, mass abducts into the Cyclones, and MarineLorD just loses so much. And that's GG right then and there. Stephano just cannot